This video is to provide guidance on vehicle wash methods used in Rancho Santa Fe Fire. The first method we'll cover is the contact wash, and this method should be used as the primary wash method on all of our apparatus, and it's done using a rinseless wash. Now, the first question that comes up when using a rinseless wash method is, how does it do with a vehicle that's really dirty? And as long as it's not stuck on something like bird droppings or bee droppings or something that's really hard to get off with vehicles that are stored outside, it works really well. And this video gives you an example of two containers. The one on the right is filled with the random brand, and the one on the left is filled with the brand that we're using for our rinseless wash. And you see that they poured the solution into some containers that have dirt in it. They mix them up, and then you'll see on the left hand side how the product that we're using helps to separate, encapsulate that dirt, which will protect the paint and draws the dirt away from the paint. It also softens the water when you're washing the vehicle. So this is really a very safe method that we can use on our engines. It'll save water, it'll increase productivity, and it'll overall be a better experience for our routine washes. So the items that you'll see is a rig wash. Now this is a blue polymer-based rig wash with no additives. You'll have a bucket with a grit guard, a sponge, a sprayer. We'll also have two large towels and a wash solution for those towels so that they can be washed and cleaned correctly, and we'll cover that later. Mix the solution for washing the vehicle. We'll start in our squeeze bottle with 1/2 ounce. That's half of the fill, and we'll place that into our pump sprayer. And then we'll fill that with 1 gallon of water. And on this example here, you see that the 1 gallon is marked in red on the bottle. So this is the solution dilution ratio that you want to use, and this will be used to pre-spray the vehicle in a similar fashion to how you would do that with a normal garden hose. But in this case, we're not rinsing the dirt off, we're encapsulating it with the solution. The next thing is to fill the fill tube all the way up to the top, and that will be 1 ounce. We'll place that into our bucket with our grit guard at the bottom, and we'll fill that up with 2 gallons of water, which I would recommend you marking that as well for easy reference, so you know exactly how high to fill every single time. Once those are filled, you just throw in your sponge, and you'll see that we have everything that we need to wash the vehicle. And so now we'll show the crew actually washing the engine. We'll speed it up for time, but they're going to wash the entire engine so you can see the exact method. So we start by pre-spraying the vehicle, and this gets that no rinse wash on the vehicle, and it starts interacting with the dirt to encapsulate it, and then you can go in with your sponge that's coming from your bucket, and you wash it just like you normally would with any other vehicle wash sponge. And then coming behind them, you'll dry it off. Now, this can be used if the vehicle is dirty, as long as it's not caked on. If it's caked on mud, we'll show you later, you have to rinse some of that off. But even if it's rained, even if it hasn't been washed in a week, you can still use this method. And as you can see, they're using a ladder to reach a little bit higher. One thing that I would emphasize is that when you're using these towels, don't use them on the tires or anything that is greasy or has any type of hydrocarbon or anything that's caustic. The towels should really just be used on the paint and the glass to protect the towels. And as you see in this case, the wash took 9 total minutes. The end result is great. We only used 3 gallons of water, and now we'll go into some additional info. If you have heavy diesel dust, if you have mud that's stuck to the paint, usually this happens around the wheel wells, go through the bottom of the engine or rinse it off, and then you can go ahead and back it in and do the rinseless wash after pulling the vehicle back into the app bay. When you take the sponge out of the solution, it's okay to squeeze it a little bit so it's not soaking. Save your bottle and bring it back. When you need new solution, swap it out with a bottle that has full solution in it. Product pulls dirt down to the bottom of the bucket, so make sure you rinse out the bottom of the bucket when you dump the water. Any remaining solution in the pump sprayer should be saved. It'll lose its color, but it'll still be just as effective next time you use it. When you're cleaning the tires and the wheels, use the yellow rags. Now, to wash the towels, they should not be washed in the extractor. You should use the normal clothes washer to wash them. You fill 1 ounce of solution, throw the towels in, and make sure it's on cold. When you dry the towels, they should be on the lowest possible setting, or you can just hang dry them.